Yeah, my life is amazing. It is. I mean, it's amazing. My life is so good right now. I'm on tour for the first time ever. I just performed in Denver for the first time ever. You fuck with Denver? Yeah? Denver rules, man. After the show, a dude ran up to me. He goes, Glazer, great set. I said, thank you so much. And he goes, do you want a microdose? And I go, yes, I'm a man. I'm alive. Let's go. Like, I want to make memories that do not exist. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it means to me. And so he goes, bet. And he pulled out a Ziploc bag, and it had all these capsules in it. And he's like, homie, I ground these. Like, I grew these. I capsuled these. I want you to enjoy. And puts a lot of them in my hand. And yeah, right? I know. Yeah, I felt gratitude for sure. But I was also like, okay, like, how much is this, sir? You know, like, what am I getting into? And he goes, dude, don't even worry, man. That's like a sparkle. Which is not an amount. That's not an amount I've ever heard of. You know what I mean? Like, he was Gen Z. Are y'all using the glitter scale for drugs these days? Because I don't know what that means. Like, you know what I mean? One's a sparkle, two's a shimmer. What is gonna... And I used to sell a bunch of weed in Missouri, actually. Yeah. I made 6 figures, and at no point did anyone come up to me and be like, let me get a glint, son. So, like, I don't know what this is, but I'm a people pleaser at heart, and so I put all of them in my mouth, and I washed it down with some Dasani, and he goes, which is not a sparkle laugh at all. It's like your laugh, man. That's not a sparkle laugh. That's like a see you later, sucker kind of a laugh. So he goes, and then disappeared into the night. And he's a liar. He's an absolute liar. That was not a sparkle. I went full razzmatazz that night, y'all. I lost my mind. I saw a chihuahua. I don't know, it was shaking like it owes everyone money. I got away from that vibe. I couldn't deal with that chihuahua. I went up to it to say hi. I was like, hey, little one. And he was like, can I get it to you tomorrow? And I was like, okay, I can't with you, no. So I give him like $7. I hope that helps him out of his jam. I don't know. And I like finally, like I breathed through it and I found my flow and my thoughts got fun. Finally, back in my Airbnb, I got a handle on it. And I looked at my cabinet and my thoughts got fun. And I was like, cabinets, that's a shelf with a secret. And I was like, okay, I'm safe. I'm safe. Everything's fine. I don't know why we hide our bowls and cups, but you know, whatever. It's weird, right? Isn't that weird? Like, what are we doing? It's so stupid. I went to my friend Joel's house and I was like, can I get some water? He's like, if you can find it. And I was like, you're so rude. You're such a troll. All right, well, it's probably here. Damn. Dishwasher. All right, well, so anyway. I am going to sell merch after this. I don't care. Like, whatever. Or Molly. Whatever you think. It's Molly. It's the best merch I can think of. Right? Do you want, like, my album, or do you want Forgiveness in a Pill? So let me know if you like any Molly at all. 1 for 20, 2 for 35. And then we'll go Dance So Hard We Forgive Our Dads. So let me know if that's what you'd like to do with me, because that's what happened last time. I loved it. I was listening to Jungle, and I was like, oh, man, he did the best he could. Like, it was just fine. It was just fine. I was like, I tried, so let me know. He is a real tricky animal, though, my dad. No doubt about it. He really is. I remember in August, he texted me. Okay, this was in August, but hopefully it stands the test of time. He texted me, he goes, hey, Mike. And I was like, what's up, Dad? And he goes, hey, I was just thinking about you. And I was like, oh, man, that means a lot. Thanks. What's going on with you? And he's like, I was just thinking about how, like, I saw that there's all those strikes in Hollywood, and it's probably messing with a lot of your jobs. And so, you know, I was wondering if you could get any part-time jobs. And then I looked those up, and it turns out that those are all being automated or stolen by machines by Jeff Bezos. So it doesn't seem like those are around anymore either. And so even if you wanted to drive for Uber, you can't drive for Uber. And even if you wanted to do for Uber Eats, you can't do it for Uber Eats. And it just seems like you're questioning your life's existence every single day and wondering if it's ever going to work out for you before you turn back into stardust. And is this validation ever going to be fulfilled? Because that God-shaped hole inside you just does not seem to be getting any smaller. In fact, it seems to be getting bigger the longer you stay in LA. And one day you're going to be gone, and we're all going to be gone, and none of us are going to be remembered, no matter your Instagram following, and you'll probably wonder how many reels are enough reels to really get you on Netflix the way that you think you should for this 10 minutes you're doing. And it's all going to be hell. And then if Trump gets elected, your girlfriend's going to lose all her rights, and all your trans friends are going to lose their rights. And abortion is state by state. And even if it is state by state, that means they can finally get rid of math in schools in places like Arkansas and instead decide to teach things like dinosaurs were ghosts. And so that's gonna be tough no matter what happens in 2025, but if you can start thinking about coming home for Christmas, that'd be great. All right. Yeah, thanks. Thinking about it, so, do y'all know Put a Finger Down? You know that game? Okay, but let's do that for these next, yeah. So, fun. You're gonna lose though. So Put a Finger Down, if when you were 6, your parents left you home alone for the first time ever, and they went to the grocery store and they're like, we'll be back in a half hour. You have water, you have the emergency, you have TV, just like enjoy yourself. We'll be back. We just want to trust you. We want to like give you the idea of self-sufficiency, so we'll be back in a half hour. And they close the door out of the kitchen into the garage, pull out, garage door closes, so then you run into the garage and you grab your fishing pole and you're like, oh, this is gonna be fun. And then you go into your chest of pranks and you pull out a plastic spider and you tie the plastic spider to the fishing pole and then you hang it on a high shelf over the front kitchen door where the garage goes in the kitchen, and you hang that spider down so when they walk in, they'll get a little spider in their hair and they're gonna freak out. And then you think, that's not enough. And so then you go to the fridge and you get a bunch of eggs, and you start cracking the eggs all over the floor, and then you go to the food pantry and get red food coloring and blue food coloring, and you mix it into this purple viscous goo until it looks like brains, and then you just lay your head down like this, waiting for about 14 minutes until your parents come home, and as the eggs slide to the corner of the kitchen because your house is on a slant, you hear the garage door open and then close, and then you hear the lock go into the key, and they open it, and you go, for way too long, because you won't be diagnosed with a lot of mental problems until quite a bit later in life. And then they go in, and your mom goes, oh my God! And your dad's like, because he got the spider in his hair, and then you pop up, and you're like, ha ha ha! Because that's what you think a prank is. Yeah? Yeah. You got it? Great. In that case, put another finger down. If when you were 15 years old, you were at a place called Krieger's, which is like a Chili's, but in St. Louis, Missouri, and it's your 15th birthday, and all your friends are there, your mom and your dad are there, a couple other parents, chicken fingers, seasoned fries, and a cop walks up to the table and says, is Mike Glazer here? And you're like, oh no, because you had started selling weed to your entire high school at the time, and you're stoned, and you're like, this is not the time to say your name. And then he gets right in front of your face and goes, are you Mike Glazer? And you go, yep. And then he pulls out handcuffs you to the chair, and then a man with a boombox walks up, hits play, Genuine's Pony starts playing, and he goes, happy birthday, and starts dancing around the table, going like this, undoing his shirt, grinding on your mother like this. Your dad pulls out the video camera, now you know he's a cuck. The whole thing goes absolutely wrong for you, and then he ruffles your head, takes off the handcuffs, walks back down the stairs, and your dad goes, that's a prank. Yeah. Thinking about it. So, man. All right, last one. I got to keep it a little tighter than usual, but here we go. I'm an AMC A-lister. I love movies so much, so I moved here. I love the movies. If you don't know what AMC A-list is, $25 a month, 3 free movies a week. I walk to the Grove. It's my closest movie theater. I just see whatever's playing next. I don't really care. This happened a year ago, but it's timely because it's a year almost to the day. So I'm walking there. I have mushrooms in my back pocket. I'm like, oh, great, because I want to sparkle, right? Like, let's go. I'm here. Like, let's eat them. It's a half-hour walk. I'll eat them. I'll get there. I'll sparkle. I'll see whatever's playing. And so I get to the guy, and I'm like, I'll see whatever's playing next. AMC A-list. Let's move it along. I'm royalty. And he's like, okay. Great, we have a movie at 9:50. And I'm like, no problem. Let me get in J so I can hit my weed vape in the corner and eat my popcorn and not talk to anyone. Thank you so much. And he goes, not a problem. And I look down, and the movie at 9:50 is The Exorcist. And I'm like, oh no! Super oh no for me. It sucked. It was the worst time of my life. Like pun intended, I am projecting on this movie. There is no way I'm not. There's a point in the new one where these 2 young girls are getting ravaged by the devil, and they're tied to a chair, and they're like, and their head is swinging. They're like, fuck you, mom. You're a cunt, mom. And I'm like, yeah, mom. Why'd you point that gun at me? And so it like sucks. It super sucks. It's not a good time. I'm working on that with my guy, Peter Tuesdays at Noon. That's my therapist. We're figuring that one out. But I left there shook, right? I left there hella shook, and I didn't know what to do, but I'm an AMC A-lister, so I can see another movie for free, whatever it is. And so I hear something in Theater 6, kick open the door, and I see 2 gay dudes and 4 young girls dancing in that bottom pit, and one of them goes, "Come on," and I go, "Hell yeah." And so I start dancing with them, and I look up, and it's Taylor Swift's Eras movie, As Big as Life, and I was saved by her. Like, I am a Swiftie for life now. It was so amazing. We didn't know each other. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Like, okay, so I'm dancing with them. We're getting sweaty. We're just in our feels, listening to Bad Blood, and I can almost see my trauma, like dust, go up through the projector. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was so crazy. Like, I remembered when my dad, at 16 years old, walked in on me jacking off, and he goes, "Careful!" And that messed me up. And so, like, you know, and like, I thought about my brother and how he's a Disney adult and he's gay, and I have a big problem with one of those. So like, so I just like, I left there lighter than air, y'all. Like, it was incredible. So I'll leave you by saying, one, like, you know, if you can be an AMC A-lister, like, do it. And also, like, you know, do a double feature. Like, if you Glicked, like Gladiator, Wicked, 100%. If you Barbenheimer, Barbie, Oppenheimer, 100%. But if you can X or Swift, yo, like, that's like crazy. I'm Mike Glazer, thanks.